Hello, welcome back to Neophyte Chronicles Greater Shores episode 6. Last we left off, our party got into some shenanigans. And I am so, overjoyed that when I served up a tavern, my party's first decision was to work.
Staffing.
To staffing.
Compulsive staffing.
Yeah, no, that's such a, open-hearted...
Work ethic.
Yes. So noble.
So noble.
And it worked out well. It worked out well for
out
everyone
beautifully.
until it stopped. But, that was your own decision that you made. It wasn't like a party move. We've had successful performances.
Yeah.
You've transformed the culinary world of this colony, which, you put it in those terms and it starts to feel less awesome. But, the credit where credit's due. Yeah, good.
Boiling some pasta for them,
Yeah, I seasoned. They were made.
Yeah, no, it's really wild shit here.
I'm sorry, you're Protestant, not
I say
the same kind of thing.
I got the
Just thought
message.
of it. Yeah. No,
You introduced them to one bay leaf, and
And
yeah.
it's all over.
the waves that'll spread. This changed history in some way. There's a new political leader 100 years in the future because of this.
All because of this
Yeah.
culinary evolution.
The
Yeah.
butterfly effect,
This is
but just
where
a
it
cookie.
branches.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's what I want. That's what a shipwreck story is all about, right? It's the little things that you change the fabric of society. What else happened? I think Kels imprinted on a pirate MILF, according to the conversation of the past week. So congratulations.
Imprinted is a cool word choice. For
Yeah.
word.
Yeah.
Is that when an animal attaches to another species and thinks it is that species?
Listen, I
You
my huge MILF.
Yeah.
It implies that you now identify as a huge MILF.
Yeah.
Is anything she wants?
That's
Really
was Kels not.
And see, you're pressing my biological knowledge, and man, I don't need that shit. Let me just say
can also
things.
reproduce asexually.
Incredible. And we're learning so many things today.
It's exciting that I'm your professor.
Yeah.
Learning all this about the huge milk.
It's like we get to teach you.
I know. I feel like
Huge MILF.
I tried to kill the huge milk. It's
Yeah.
Please don't kill the milk. We need the milk.
I know.
It's nice to get back because in class you're trying to fill our heads with knowledge, and here we just fill yours with filth.
It's
Yeah.
it's
It's a fair
beautiful.
trade.
I learned so much from my students.
It comes up in the stories later, you can really just see in a piercing
Yeah.
way the identity on the page.
Yeah.
It's quality. It's good stuff.
This is probably how ChatGPT felt when it read all of Urban Dictionary.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure did feel that.
And as, point being, this very successful evening, money was made, joy was had all around. And
I made no money.
made no money.
No, we didn't make
Well,
any money either, I don't think.
money wasn't made for you, but
Oh.
Hogsy had a great night. A great night. And a few coins landed in the pocket
Yes.
of our incredibly talented, multifaceted goat boy.
Yeah, show-stopping, never been done before.
Mhm.
Amazing.
Unbelievably more
Unprecedented.
talented than the
Keep
prior
going and put in the blender.
Yeah.
When I was rewatching, and I think it was at the end of episode 4 here that you hit a nat 20 on your performance after combat.
I
So you've
did.
been on,
I've been on a
got
roll.
some wins. I gotta knock you down, shoot you with another arrow. or
Please
something.
don't.
Oh, but he was knocked down so much.
I was. I almost died.
You can only let it
Pick
ride
her out
for
like
so
a-
long, you know? Yeah, so it's been wild. And last specifically we left off, Juniper had slipped away from your very, welcoming accommodations that you could all barely fit in. Very generous. And tried to what am I gonna say here? Raid the shipyard? Is that appropriate? And immediately had a back spasm, fell, spilled multiple cans of venereal cream, and got caught.
You are
Do you want to, rectify any of that, or is that about right?
Rectify.
It's now,
Wait for it.
it's now Calagon's head.
This is on
canon.
wrecked.
You are an elderly prostitute. You have
Yeah.
well, or sailor,
Sex worker.
sex worker.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We support
Elderly-
the elderly sex workers
I
in this
look at you
tavern.
and I see an
Work is-
elderly sex worker.
She's pretty modest. What gives the cans? Is it the
Oh,
cans?
Yeah.
It's just the sheer
Who needs
amount,
6
the
cans?
volume.
You see where we're at.
I mean, I do.
A
But
productive.
And this is the sort of nonsense you can expect on a weekly basis. But cool. So I mean, we're gonna just jump right back in there. You were caught by the guard, kind of this like twig thin, like scrawny, like kid that's just working
Is it the
the
twig from
guard
earlier?
stand.
Who got kicked off the stage? He was described the same way.
Roll. Were you at that performance?
Yeah.
Where were you on the ship? Were you watching the performance?
In the
you'd say?
bar?
Yeah, before the shipwreck.
Before
Oh,
the
no, this was in this bar.
yeah, it's
Oh,
Oberon
the kid
kicked
with
it on
the
stage,
heart.
and
Yeah.
then didn't you?
Oh yeah,
check
because
the
I got that
mysteries?
mixed up with the fucking siren lady.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, the kid. So yeah, roll perception. Let's see.
is it that child?
Do you recognize in your
Part-time musician,
spasms?
part-time guard.
Let's see. Perception. That was a 4.
Yeah, no, you're just like twitching in pain on the ground, rolling around.
I feel like you could take him,
Pins
even with like
rattling
a messed up
the
back. You
dirt.
could definitely take him.
Yeah, so it might be.
Right.
But with basic cantrips, he's like holding his hand, like casting a directed light on you, and with another cantrip, letting loose the sound of like a broad alarm. And for everyone who was in your room above the caustic cauldron, you either see this, hear it reported by Kels, Calagon, and John split downstairs to go see what was going on. Kels, you've just like fully made a little nest for yourself on the bed and lie down, accepting that Juniper has died. Yev,
Assuming.
you are hanging back, waiting for Cogstein to leave to see if you can't get your knife
I'm behind the door, so
Behind
when
the
it
door.
opens, I will not be seen. The door will cover
Yeah.
me.
And like if it's a long hallway, you guys are like at the end of the hall,
Yeah.
like the suite that you guys are in, quote unquote, right? It's like right next to her room.
Mhm.
So that'll be ideally easy for you to pop in there. And Oberon is enjoying just some like post-coital kind of relaxation time.
Yeah. Sure is.
So there's a chance he could be pulled from his stupor, but we're gonna say it's unlikely.
Fully 30% of the party scored.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, it's
Pretty good.
pretty good metric.
All right. So
Um,
it is good that you brought up that cream.
So, just for like efficiency here, I want everyone to roll perception. What's the word I'm looking for? Initiative. Yeah. We're just gonna move through this in initiative order to reply. With how fast you guys are going through stuff. So go ahead, give me your numbers here. Yeah, Kels, let's start with
19.
you. That's a 19. That's excellent. We can get right to you taking a little nap.
What's the
Anyone
plus
else?
one?
Call it
11.
11.
What do we add to it?
Your
Proficiency bonus?
yes.
Okay,
yeah,
so I have 18.
18.
Is it dex proficiency or just proficiency?
We're just
Just
going with just proficiency.
Okay, 18.
18 as well from Calagon.
Yeah.
High rolls. John.
20.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
We're
Oberon?
super
9.
motivated.
9. Yeah,
We've
no,
wasted everything
Oberon.
close to all
super
ones
not.
from here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm good.
You're piling out of this clown car into
It's
whatever.
interesting the way it's so the whole party will have a chance to respond more or less before Juniper. So John, I mean, you're a Harangon.
Yes, I
As you've
am.
often said, you're a little rabbit man who's Donald Ducking it, and no
Proud
better
of it.
state of being to be. And you just fucking bolt. You take off. Clear criminal here. You hear the alarm go off. Is this your first time running towards an alarm?
I would say so. Yes. Yeah. And I'm not feeling great about it.
Mhm.
But
But what's motivating you to like go against your instincts here?
well, I'm worried about Juniper
Mm-hmm.
and the tins of venereal cream. I'm
Yeah.
worried that the whole party's gonna lose them.
You can
Scheme
flip
to resell them?
That's our
What?
most
Yeah.
valuable
Yeah.
treasure. Yeah.
Anywhere you
This is what we
resell them?
was it gonna resell
I
them.
thought at the end of the
I
last
really
episode,
wanted
but
to, yeah, I want to have like a business situation going on because I don't know. Maybe some of us need the venereal cream.
I definitely do.
I know you do,
better be safe.
right? And that's great.
you.
But we have so much.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean? And I just feel like we can pawn it off.
Yeah. No, I'm totally there.
I don't.
Yeah.
So
You don't want to get rid of it.
I don't want them anymore.
You don't. He doesn't want them anymore.
You're burdened by your creams.
it's free
I
real
think it's
estate,
the
you
head
know?
that wears the crown.
Yes.
That's what I always say.
Cream.
So with the glowing ambition of business ownership in your
Yeah.
heart, you bolt off, and we can just kind of jump to you getting outside. So you go downstairs, run through the hall of doors, get down the stairs, out through an empty kind of bar, and all the tables empty. You guys, chucked out the last of the patrons, spill out of the door. And I would say a good 200 feet away from you is about the length of sort of like the main courtyard here. And then, right, docks and ships on your right. And way down there on the left is going to be this huge kind of storage area. It's basically a giant open shed, maybe 40 feet high, 80 feet long, just covers crates and goods from the elements, right? But open in so people can just, hoist what they need away and put it. So right in front of that, there's a little guard station about, 5 feet by 5 feet, maybe only like 10 feet tall, right? Just for someone to like hang out, fall asleep in, right? And right beside the guard station there, you see Juniper on the ground, spotlight in her face, reflecting against many tins of venereal cream. And behind you, you do hear folks running from what looks like kind of the town below, further down the coast. It's not very far away, maybe 40, 50 feet of path, and then a few kind of like shacks and houses. But you hear footsteps approaching from there. So you survey that whole scene. You can throw down a perception check if there's anything you want more information about. Otherwise, it's up to you what you want to do here.
I'm curious about the footsteps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you want to like peek around? Do you want to get a good look? Do you want to listen?
I want to get a good look.
Yeah. So if you want, you can come out, like kind of peep around the edge of the building and see that path there. Go ahead, give me a perception roll.
Wow. Look at me go. 19.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, with a 19, you've heard the fuzz coming. You know what it sounds like. You know what those boots sound like, right? Of authority trampling down on the free individual. And it sounds like easily between 4 and 6, like large-bodied adults stomping their way towards you with like direction, right? So there's a bit of a crowd coming amongst the like heavy footfall of their boots. You do hear a little bit of kind of like steel clattering at their hips, so they're probably going to be armed, and they're rushing towards you.
This sucks. I don't love it. Well, so I see Juniper,
Yes.
and I'm like, we have to get you out of here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but she's pretty far away.
She's pretty far away.
Yeah.
And the footsteps are approaching. Like, can they see me?
I'd say, they're kind of coming up around a corner. You can pull your head back if you want.
Okay.
If there's something you want to do here, I'd say you can do it.
Ooh,
Yeah, what you thinking?
interesting. Well, I think that I would like to harm
Mm-hmm.
these men significantly.
Harm or dissuade their approach.
Sure.
Specifically.
Sure. That's
No,
a kind of harm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Distinctly said harm.
Yeah.
I think you should
Yeah.
grease the floor with a venereal cranium and then run away so they see
Well,
somebody
that's
and slip and fall.
Why is this Home Alone now?
Yeah. That's it. I'll say, as you're kind of cataloging the situation, making a choice here, the next person we have is Kels. Do you want to describe to us, as we're in this sort of high stakes
Roll to sleep.
situation, what you're doing back in the room?
I am curled up in a little ball.
Yeah.
I'm very warm.
Yeah. It's toasty.
Maximum snuggly.
Yeah.
I'm feeling a little bit peckish. air of absolute mourning overwhelms my need for a snack.
So you just really snuggle in.
Yes.
Yeah.
I start purring.
I would say roll a survival check to see how cozy you get. Right?
I was like, oh, it's not when you die in your sleep.
Too cozy.
Hey, aneurysms can happen at any time.
There's such a thing as
Silent killer.
fatal coziness.
This is some high stakes.
What did you roll, Maggie?
No cozy. Zero cozy for you. Very uncomfortable.
So I get the amazing opportunity as a GM here to decide what a nat 1 in survival for coziness means. So again, right, the objective of what you're trying to accomplish here is get comfortable and settle in for a nap. And you fail so bad, right, it leaves you with lasting impact. I'm willing to take suggestions on this one.
Falls out of the bed onto her head and bites her tongue.
That's a good one. I'm kind of
starter.
Physical injury is really kind of a good
It's the
go-to.
opposite.
What about like a horrible nightmare?
Ooh, yeah.
And just like
These beds are so
Permanently
reused
unset.
and gross that like
Yeah.
just touching the blanket like permanently like mucks her up.
yeah, like you
already
can't get your
quite
fur
dirty.
clean.
Yeah.
I like a couple of these. I'm gonna kind of stitch them together here. When you get in the bed, you're just like kneading and you immediately like shred the sheets, right? Doesn't mean anything to you, right? But that's gonna come back later. And you see the mattress beneath, and it is just vile, repugnant, stained mattress. Every color of the rainbow just like mixed together.
It's beautiful.
Where they all meet, it's kind of like a matte black color. It's just absolutely like vile. You fall asleep if you would like to fall asleep, and I'll say with a nat 1, your ability to like disassociate and disengage in harsh scenarios means that if anything happens, if any situation emerges, it's extremely unlikely that you're going to be able to wake up and get involved. Like Kels is out and gone, which for the party means, right, that's one of our primary healers if anything happens here. Okay, so Kels, you're KO. You're fully asleep.
Not the worst bunking down situation I've ever experienced.
No, but it's
Probably
draining
top
you.
3,
Yeah,
not the number 1.
good deal. Well, I mean, it's glad to know that this is only amongst the top 3. I'll try harder next time. Next we got both Calagon and Yev. What are your deck scores? Just like flat deck scores.
+1. I got a 12.
I have a 13 plus 1.
12. So we'll say Yev, you go first here. Cogston hasn't yet like broken and ran out of the room, but next to you, without rolling perception here, you definitely hear shuffling and like angry shouting.
Like guards or like
No.
dissatisfied staff?
Just from her room, it sounds like one person, probably her. It sounds like she got out of bed, went over to the, walls are just like a thin piece
Yeah.
of wood here, went over to the window, starts like swearing to herself, and you hear kind of a rustling around, like she's getting some stuff together.
I can wait 2 seconds.
Yeah. Okay. And then Calagon, you make your way down and you see John, who is preparing to do what?
So, okay. So I am gonna let out a girlish scream.
Yeah.
First and foremost.
Yeah.
Let out a very girlish scream, and then in kind of like a Southern Belle accent.
Yes. Which you will do for us now, probably.
I'm ever so hurt,
Yeah.
and I'm feeling quite distressed.
Yeah.
Shit.
And I would love it if a big, strong man can help me.
Mhm.
That is a sultry Tennessee Williams, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. And so I sort of scream that, but
Yeah.
also in that accent.
Yeah.
I managed to do that. And the policemen,
Mhm.
whoever these guys are,
Yeah.
hear me, and I think they might want to investigate.
That's pretty likely. I'm seeing your plan here. Go ahead and first of all roll me a performance. We're
Okay.
gonna see how this shakes out for you because I think it's a fine enough plan. Because at the very least, right, you're going to be throwing them off the situation, or they're going to be coming into this situation with expectations. So it's a bit of a mental smoke screen that you're throwing down here, which I'm totally behind. So go ahead, roll me a performance. We're going to start there.
Okay, and
As we do. We have
Yeah.
fantasy you all talk about. Do we have fantasy Golden Girls? Can we kind of make the Blanche Never joke?
Yeah,
Because I
back
want to.
home,
I
you
want to
guys
believe in this.
do. You guys definitely do.
Wonderful. This is a good
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
What's fantasy cold?
Solid point.
13.
13 on your performance. So what I'm going to do now, if there's, I'm kind of averaging it out. So I'm rolling 3d20. Each d20 is going to count for 2 guards, okay? These are going to be wisdom saving throws to, like, see if there's something fishy or keep their heads about them, all right? So, wow, that is an array. You start to hear shouts. Well, that's gone.
That's one shot.
Yes, just like that. You start to hear shouts coming down, and as they begin running, you hear arguing, I heard a woman scream, go this way, go that, something's going on, someone's been attacked. And, from other voices you hear, no, you fucking idiot, that alarm means someone's stealing something. So this kind of like arguing, this fight breaks out in the group, and you hear their pace slow a second, and then they split. And it sounds like they split to either side of the tavern to enter into this area. So the people running up on your side, which, let's say you went out to the right there, there's maybe 3 of them, right? So you got them down to half there that you would be dealing with immediately. Calagon, you come out and you hear that performance from John. And now it's all yours. You tell
No
me
pressure.
what Calagon makes of that, what he
It's
wants
possible.
to do.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sean, the fuck are you doing?
It's a great question. Didn't really think past this. So
John,
yes, Calagon.
the fuck am I doing?
It's a great question too.
Shit.
And you definitely see right at the other end of this big, shipyard, right? Just like arms out, like twitching, Juniper, dude barreling down at her, and you hear from either side, sounds like people running up.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Can I? So bardic inspiration
Yes.
right now.
Yes.
I'm just wondering what
If you want to shoot one to somebody, you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because this feels like a time to use things on the guards.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it does.
So, Calagon, I want to inspire you bardically.
Pick
And
your
with
favorite evil
your,
Golden Girl and
sub-
do another impression.
Betty
With your
of
stuff
White.
that you can have roll on that table and get a random effect, right? Or you can just shoot him a bardic and he adds a d4 to a skill check or an ability save or something like that.
Okay. This is challenging.
Can you use bardic inspiration in the opposite way, where you do a performance so
That's
bad
a
that you
totally
curse someone?
different thing.
I think I'm going to do hideous laughter again.
Okay. Yeah. Let me pull that up really quick.
Calagon is probably more of a Sophia, though.
Yeah.
Hideous laughter targets a single creature within a range of 30 feet. So I would say right as they're like coming up on the length of the building, you can kind of like lean around the corner and zap them and
Okay.
take one out.
Can I also inspire him?
Yeah, you can
Okay.
totally also use a bardic. That's fine.
Okay.
So yeah, Calagon, you have a bardic. You can roll a d4 here for this.
Is
And have
Cop
it.
standing over Juniper's twisted, elderly, aged form?
So that
Are the guards standing over?
no, they're still running up. It's just kind of that scrawny like.
But they're
teenager.
shining their little
Yeah.
cop bullshit
Yeah,
into her face?
yeah.
Alright.
Like one scrawny dude.
Are we killing them? John, do you have a
Oh.
feeling about...
For sure. I would love to at least maim them. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not good with the line between maim and dead, but I'll try.
Yeah. Finesse it.
Ooh.
So
That's not my
John,
area.
Go ahead and roll a spell attack, which on your spell page it should show you what you add to that. It should be your proficiency bonus plus your charisma, if you don't have it down.
Yeah.
Put murder to the table that heckles.
You need both.
Wait, plus
The
the
two
charisma from the
genders.
fire.
Yeah, so what's your
And then I
proficiency?
roll.
And then you roll. Yeah.
Okay. 2 plus 4. I think that's a 21.
21. What'd you roll on the die?
17.
17, and your proficiency bonus is
2.
2, and your charisma is
2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 17 plus 4. That's
I did
21.
math.
Yeah, you nailed it. Pristine. They come up, and I'll say you don't really have time to like pick out a single guard that's coming up, but like you zap one of them, it'll make a wisdom saving throw. These are like dockside guards. They don't have the best, wisdom generally, but this guy also rolled a nat 1. So you go around the corner, you just like bam, like zap him, Tasha's hideous laughter, and this guy like full deck sprint, arguing with his other guy. No, I definitely heard a woman scream, like someone's getting murdered, like draws his sword, running, begins to laugh uncontrollably, trips, rolls, knocks his companions down, and when they start to pull themselves up, he slit his own throat, grabbing on his sword.
Whoops.
Jeez.
Okay.
Companions lying in a pile of his blood start like screaming, freaking out. Get a better look at them. These are just like 17-year-old kids.
Oh.
Yeah, they look completely like helmets are too big, swords are loose on their hip, belts are too small or too big.
This
Yeah,
is what I'm dreaming about.
yeah. And so one of them's just dead, the other two in a pile of his friend's blood.
Felt sorry for him until I heard he was sick.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what I did.
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
you, yeah. Nat 1 on a wisdom saving throw. Nat 1's all over the place. My time to shine. So Calagon,
Yeah.
do you want to take an action here, or
Have I been inspired by the cream salesman?
Yes.
Yeah.
We can say that. Sure.
Well, then, with an entrepreneurial spirit, I become a direwolf and sprint down the street
Yeah.
towards the guards that are harassing poor elderly Juniper.
Yeah. So you bolt down there, and we'll pick that back up in a second.
Okay.
Oberon.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll me perception, and like we'll see what you kind of roll here. 15, you kind of get a sense of what's going on outside.
Sure.
20 or higher, you will give you some more information. So go ahead and roll perception.
13.
13. Yeah, I'm gonna be true to my word. You don't hear any of this.
Oh, I'm fine with that.
You're knocked out hard, and next to you, right, Toots is snoring like crazy. Like, so you don't hear shit. You don't hear people running down the hall. You don't hear a bunch of guards screaming and dying. You hear none of this.
That's fine.
And
Even if I
laughing.
did hear.
Yeah. Cool. So then, yeah, right. As this happens, you hear guards screaming outside. Sounds like somebody died.
Not my problem. Does the door
freaking
open?
out. Yeah, door opens and Cogstein starts to stamp out. What the fuck is going on? I just closed for. What are you doing? What is happening? And starts like storming down the hall to go outside.
Yeah.
So now is your moment.
So right before I guess it doesn't matter if the door closes or not.
Yeah.
After it closes, I slowly open it, slip in, slowly close it behind me.
Go ahead, roll me a d20. We're just going to call this like a luck check. If it's an 11 or higher, the door's open.
That's an 8. Can I modify anything?
No, just a flat roll. So the door
Can I
is
even sleight of hand?
sleight of hand.
It's a door.
I'll say this. So the door closes, right? You go for the handle. It's locked. Okay, it locks automatically behind her.
have
You can
thieves'
either
tools?
sleight her hand with thieves' tools. You can break it down, but the door is not
Let's
left
blast.
open. You
I'm
do
gonna-
have to-
I have
Use your wizard powers to
That's
destroy
I'm
that
not-
door.
I'm going to try to pick the door open. If it doesn't work, I'll blast it down.
Cool. So sleight of hand.
Yeah.
We'll call it like a DC 15. that
13
particularly
plus 3, so 16.
Yeah, so it only takes you a couple seconds. Once Cogscene turns, it starts storming down the stairs.
Yep.
You slide in, you get to work, count to 10, doors popped open just like you practiced
Yep.
before. And you step inside. Inside, it's surprisingly well decorated compared to how plain the rest of the bar is.
Wealth inequality. I'm
Wealth
familiar.
inequality. It's not like overly fine, but you see a couple objects of finery, a couple objects of jewelry, a couple, nicer pieces of clothes, a nice, skin rug.
Yeah.
But outside of being just,
I only advise for
plain,
night.
there's some art on the walls, things like that. And you see, this whatever like aesthetic of finery this is super secondary to this person's identity, to Cogstein's identity, and the knife is just like jammed into like a kind of like a dressing mirror.
Yep.
So it's just sticking out right there.
I'm
Go
just
for
taking
it.
it. Yeah. I don't
Grab it.
really care about all the rest.
Yeah, you no need to really struggle for it. You get your knife, you can get out of there if you want.
Cool. I'm screaming.
Yeah, do you go back to your room or do you see what's going on outside?
Can I stick my head out the window?
Stick your head out the window, and you see John like from like up here, right? You see John like peeking around the corner, like having slight existential crisis. They just murdered a child. Calagon in wolf form that you recognize, just like bolting ahead, and you see Juniper out there lying on the ground, twitching. Tins of venereal
Our
cream
room
everywhere.
have a window.
Does your yeah.
Okay,
And
yeah. I
Kels
want
was
to
the
take
one who
the role
looked
of
out.
sniper.
Yeah,
Because I
absolutely.
have magic
So
blast.
you want to run back?
Yeah, I want to essentially sit on the windowsill and like not lean enough to fall, but lean enough that like if one of these
What
people has to-
sort of range spells do you have?
I have Eldritch Blast, which I am spamming. Which
Yeah,
is
I was just gonna
120
check.
feet.
Eldritch, yeah,
Chill
120.
Touch, 120.
Yeah, cool.
I think some of my other ones. There's 160. This one's
Totally.
just self.
So you take a look out, and they're kind of like just out of range. Like if you want to hit Juniper, someone menacing Juniper, they're out of range.
Okay.
But as people start coming, you immediately realize you can get people as they're kind of going around the building.
Get
You
out.
into the courtyard.
I don't think anyone's going to attack the sleepy kitty or the sexually sated goat man, so I'm not sure I really need to like defend this fortress.
Absolutely.
So I guess I am now wandering outside, but I am making sure that I look like I work here.
Yeah.
I'm not up to shit. If need
Yeah.
be, I'll fight for them. But I'm woken up in the middle of the night. Somebody fell over in some creams, and there's guards, and there's blood.
Yeah.
What? So
Yeah.
I'm doing my beautiful stupid fool act.
Important question, and be honest with me, right? Does Yev think to leave the knife behind?
Oh no, it's
or
right
do
back on the
you
belt.
take it with you?
Yeah, we are not staying here. A
Mhm.
murder has just occurred. I don't care if she knows it was me.
Yeah. So, okay. Yep. Knife on belt. Knife on belt. All right, cool. So, as we're kind of running through this here, the guards from the other side, start to overtake your position, John. They have no idea what happened on the other side of the building. And you see kind of like short black hair. And I'm actually going to refer to my description here instead of trying to like improvise off my ass. Because I'm prepared today. Because I knew some of what was going to happen.
Is it my turn?
It will be momentarily. I'm knocking you down slightly further given your condition. So, you see a guy, kind of like brackish, dark hair, like dirty looking guy, not wearing a helmet or anything, but has kind of like epaulets on, so looking a little more official than like just some guards. This guy just like runs past you, two guards behind him, towards Juniper. So they're making their way. They're actually getting behind Calagon, so you've got a lead on them. And then from there, we're going to go to Juniper. So you're on the ground. If you want to take an action or move, I'll say roll a Constitution check to see how much agency you get in this moment, like how much action you can take without just kind of having to hold it together.
Okay. 19.
19. Yeah, so you just like your back is spasming, right? Like for sure. But you take a breath, calm yourself and like gritting your teeth, mustering all your strength, you kind of like pull yourself up. Now this kid who's like barreling down on you, he's like, hey, don't stand up, stay where you are, stay where you are. What do you do in response to that?
Well, I tell him to turn off the effing alarm,
Yeah.
turn off the effing light.
Yeah.
Clearly, I'm here to sell. Or give, rather.
Yeah.
Well, give, now sell.
Yes.
These god dang
Don't give in.
cans of cream.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Charitable donation veneer.
Why else would I be here?
Yeah.
It's very rude to have that light in my face. It's very rude to sound the alarm. Turn
Yeah.
the shit off.
Go ahead, roll me intimidation with advantage. Because I think it would be incredibly improbable that you'd be doing anything other than selling venereal cream. So go ahead, roll twice and take the higher of the two.
Okay.
And this kid's gonna roll a wisdom saving throw to see if he can
Alright, so that'd be
figure you out or not.
13. for
13.
one.
Mm-hmm.
4 plus 3, 14, 15, 17.
So it's 17. 17. That's pretty good, especially because this kid who definitely doesn't have any positive modifiers in wisdom just rolled a 3. So you guys are rolling amazing. I'm rolling like shit. Now's the time to do your ridiculous gambits. Yeah, the kid, in a stupor for a second, like blinks and then like closes the light and drops the alarm and kind of back. Sorry. And then like looks up, sees guards, captain of the guard, like running towards him. Sees you like looking back there. Calagon, a wolf, just like a massive like wolf, just, like darting towards him, and he just like lets out a screech and runs back into the guard booth. So, is there anything else you'd like to do here? I mean, like this, everybody's rushing towards you.
Well,
Ask for money.
I want to pull him back out and tell him to
Yeah.
tell his men to not attack us because
Yeah, give
clearly
me a strength roll.
strength.
We're just gonna call it strength. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's plus 0 for me.
Yeah. And look, he's not much better. We're just gonna roll one against the other.
He's a twink, you can got
He got
him.
a 7 on the die, so as long as you
13.
beat a 7, 13. So you know, it's a flimsy door. There's no lock on it or anything. It's just kind of like a wooden shutter door. So you just like fling that open. He's like on the ground, like, look, don't tell my boss. Like, I'm sorry. And you just fucking grab him by the collar, drag him out, and he's just on the floor like shit. Like I fucked up.
I tell him to fix this shit.
Okay.
Unsound the alarm.
Do you like give him like hero moment, like you can save this, you need to do something about this, or you just like fix this, like get this done? What did you do?
What will make him respond better?
You can roll insight, but you know he's like kind of panicking, so he's going to be a little hard to read. But go ahead and give me an insight roll.
I think we should unionize this whole damn town. I think
Oh,
it'd be
yeah.
nice.
By all means, I'm not going to stop you.
Roll that saving throw on Marxist.
Roll
That's
for
a
Marks.
9.
Yes.
That is a 6.
A 7.
A 7. So yeah, you know, this kid's kind of like panicking. I don't know, how much have you worked with like teens and children in your...
Not much. I was
Yeah.
once a teen. Not
Yeah,
that long ago.
Personal experience.
It's like, as far as like camp counselor energy that you can bring to this, like pretty, yeah.
My back hurts.
Yeah, so you just kind of
Thanks,
yell
Joel.
at him, right? You don't like find a way into this kid.
I
And
can take like a deep breath. I can
Yeah.
calm myself a little bit. I'm still obviously agitated that he
Yeah.
sounded the alarm. He
Yeah.
had that flashlight in my face.
Yeah.
And I dropped all these cans and my back hurts. So I'm trying to best
you know, just like one or two things.
the sound relax. He can tell that I'm upset.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get through to him, not like as his boss.
Yeah, so, you know, he doesn't do much. He's trying to pull himself together. He for sure sees his boss coming towards him, so he, like, gets himself up and, like, takes a step forward, but then catches the wolf again, and, like, backs off. He's caught. He has absolutely no idea what to do, and he's panicking. So, you know, with that, let's, John, you know, the situation's evolved thusly. What's kind of your next direction here?
So I've sort of dispensed of those those two guys?
Yeah, so one's for sure dead, and his
Right.
two buddies are like screaming, like
Those three
freaking
Roll
out.
to
They're
live
like
with yourself.
unfocused. And then the other half of the group led by someone, so two guards and a leader are like running past the building behind Calagon, like up to the scene.
Okay. So I want, like, my motive right now is to get rid of these guards.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want, but, well, I guess I'm having this crisis because I just killed a 17-year-old. Or
You just
rather, I
killed a
watched him
17-year-old. You
like
also
so throw.
see, Juniper like buck up, right?
Right.
And like pull this guy out and like push him onto the dirt. And you're like, oh shit, like,
Right.
You know,
what are you doing?
yeah. So you can either like, I don't know, like you can go for it right away. You can wait. You can try to do something else. You can slow him down. Like it's totally up to you.
I think that I want to just wait.
Yeah.
See how the situation develops.
Yeah.
I like everyone's like converging on a point. I don't think I need it necessarily. So I like go back inside and like have a beer.
Yeah. I mean, no one's at the bar,
No one's at the bar.
but
so I
like
just,
keep your ears open in case
Exactly.
there's anything. Yeah.
I'm probably near it. Having
No,
descended
100%.
somewhat.
So, you're like, oh, well, shit. And, like, look around the corner, like, oh, shit. And you're like, I need a fucking drink.
Need to soothe my nerves.
Yeah, and so you're just like, and yeah, go back in. And as you do, Yev runs down, and you see John, like, behind the bar, like,
Just
ears
softly
over,
drink.
Yes.
like, pulling a drink for yourself.
Oh,
Yeah.
we all remember our first.
And yeah, you want to stick with John? You want to run inside? Okay.
I mean, I saw the big wolf. The
Yeah.
situation. I saw the death.
Yeah.
Situation seems somewhat handled. I like being inconspicuous.
Yeah. So yeah, no,
You
you
are stealing right now.
I stole what was stolen from me.
Yeah.
You mean stealing the beer?
John is stealing.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So he murdered someone and he stole.
Yeah.
How can you live with yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the two of you pull back inside Calagon, you make it over there. The guards come up on you. As you approach Juniper and this kid, do you want to do anything specific as a wolf, or are you just trying to charge up there?
No, I'm staying as a dire wolf.
Yeah.
A wolf roughly the size of a minivan. And I position myself between
Yeah.
the elderly victim
Yeah,
and her assailants.
absolutely.
And I snarl at them.
So the
I don't think at
guards...
this level I can talk in animal form. So it's just-
Yeah, I would say that, probably not, but you can make your point clear,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, you're in front. They're running up on you. These three guards, the kind of leader here, this captain, he runs up and instead of like a practical sword or weapon, he pulls like a kind of a fancy like saber off of his belt, right? And you kind of see the glow of magic behind his eyes. The other guards, again, like helmets too big, like weird ill-fitting clothes. One of them, their like buttons don't like match up. They like pull long swords off of their belt and like shakily like menace you. And the guard, the leader sort of walks up and he looks at the kid and says, "Freak, what is going on? What is this?" And the kid kind of like just like like pulls himself together. He's like, "Well, I made a mistake." It's like, "Get it up! I made a mistake. I thought so. I'm sorry. What is your name?"
Miss Juniper Blue.
Miss Juniper, I thought this salesman was a thief. I think she was just trying to sell me veneer cream.
Like you need some.
Somehow that gets communicated.
I'm just thinking.
Yeah.
This is a very judging wolf.
Very judgy wolf.
Dire judge wolf.
And the two guards like half lowered their swords, and the guy's like jabs him in this like, "No, keep your swords up." And he's like, "Are you being like threatened? Is she making you say this?" And the guy's like, "No," like just like freaking out. So they're arguing, and Calagon and Juniper, do either of you want to intercede here, interject?
Yes. I offer them some cream.
Like specific, so you just like pull in your bag and pull it out, or like what specifically?
It's all really simple cups.
It's all over the ground. Yeah.
Can I have the cream?
Can I transfer John's entrepreneurial inspiration to her as he
Please.
attempts to perform retail operations?
Well, you have a bardic on you still.
Maybe
So
it's-
I just need to know what you're trying to do here.
I'm trying to diffuse the situation ultimately.
So what do you say? What do
signals.
you do? In as
Okay.
much detail as you can
As
do,
much
'cause
detail
then
as
I
can
can.
give. Okay.
The more detail, the better. The easier the roll
It's
is.
funny.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I pet
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
I pet him. Say, there,
Yeah.
Cal. There. Clearly, these men have a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
The boy's right. I've been trying to sell or give. Now I'm selling these tin cans to you all. I worked my ass off in there and serving that food to you guys. Don't forget that. I just wanted to give my thanks for having me here. So, if you want some tin cans, let me know. I'll be inside.
Go ahead. Roll. Persuasion. You're free to add your bardic to this.
Okay. Which is like, it says 1 to 4. Is it like a +4?
So you'll do your roll with your d20.
Okay.
You need the number, and then you'll add. You'll roll a d4 and add that number to your roll.
I see. Okay. I'm rolling for perception. Deception?
Persuasion.
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 All right. So that's a 12.
12, and then roll one of those d4s.
Okay. And then that'd be like +4.
It'll be plus whatever you roll on the die
Whatever.
here.
Okay. Oh, stuck in my hand.
So
That's
that's a 4. So what'd you? So add a 4 to your roll. What? You said 12.
16.
16. Cool. Yeah, 16. Definitely not bad. So you roll a 16 on your persuasion, and I think with just like the absurdity of the situation and a wolf here like menacing on everyone, he also gets distracted because he's like, where are my other guards? And he kind of like hears sobbing from like back there. He like drops his saber and kind of like the magic like drops out of his eyes. All these, everyone here like half elf, puts his saber back and like looks at you, looks at the wolf, looks at the kid, looks back at his men. All right, I can accept a misunderstanding. He takes his guards, he points them back towards the ship. Or the kind of like storage yard, and walks to the other side of the building. So both him, or rather the kid who was the guard and the 2 guards he ran up with are kind of like checking the good, like clarifying what happened. One of them was like patting the guy in the back, but no, it's okay, man. It's all right. It's fine. And so the 2 of you are kind of left unattended as this guy walks down to the other end of the building, turns the corner, and starts screaming as he sees just like throat slashed, like lying dead on his sword, and the other 2 guys just covered in blood, like crying.
I shift out
Yeah.
and I say, this is the danger of over-policing.
Just to yourselves, or like you shout
To them.
to them? Yeah, no,
Calm
you
the fuck down.
maybe slightly radicalized the
Try talking to
guards.
citizens.
Yeah, they're like looking to you guys, looking at the captain, like having a crisis. And then the captain like stamps back as Cogstein emerges and surveys kind of the scene here. The 2 of them talk. Cogstein goes around the corner, presumably sees the bodies. You guys just hear, oh, fucking shit. And the captain of the guard and Cogstein reemerge from the side of the building and walk towards Cal and Juniper. And Cogstein, speaks. She's like, "What do I hear about selling venereal cream? What the fuck is happening?"
Do you want to buy some?
Shut up! You're not here.
Goat or cat? Because I think we should run.
I was going to give it to you all for free, but you worked so god dang hard. Buy it for me. I'll give you all these 10 cans for one piece of
Yeah,
clothing.
so I'm
I
not
need it.
really interested in
Your men are.
a transaction at the moment.
Your
It
men
looks
need it.
like you all seem to have thrown me off, really, helping me out there, and then what, you just like murder someone?
I didn't murder.
Like what?
They murdered themselves.
This you just roll
was a
into
boy.
town.
You had a boy as a guard,
Uh-huh.
and accidents happened, and he killed
That-
himself. That's nothing to
That
do
is a
with
soldier of the
And he
Alarian
died.
Empire.
And he died.
It's not his fault, or my fault rather, that he's in this fucking armpit of a colony.
If you look at the blade and the wound, you can clearly see that it was like 30% gravity, 70% stupidity, 0% aggression. Nobody
he ran
touched
into
him.
my knife
Yeah.
10 times.
Roll persuasion with disadvantage.
Both of us.
I'll say you can, yeah,
Not great.
Yeah.
It's not very persuasive. It's like a 6.
like a 6. Yeah. I'm not even gonna make them roll for that.
That's a good argument.
I know.
The head of security in Cogstein, just like converse for a moment, and I don't want to do this. He calls the guards back from kind of like inspecting the cargo and the kid who was positioned out, and the three of them run back. The captain of the guard kind of like puffs himself up a little bit. He doesn't see a lot of action out here. Although it's sailors, everything kind of runs itself smoothly. It seems like he's almost taking orders from Cogstein the way he's responding to what she said. And he says, "Men, arrest these two and their companions."
Negative.
And you just see, a bunch of like kind of scrawny kids like pull their swords.
How many are there?
Juniper, literally 2, and the kid who is in the guard.
Kill some more children.
Quick, John, kill them.
So 3 of them have swords on Calagon and Juniper.
Part-time thief. Full.
Soldiers.
When I
Put
get
your
when I
weapons
get a
away.
turn, I'm gonna pick up the old lady and cast some tangle, and we're leaving.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, that works too.
Yeah.
If not, I was going to try to persuade them to turn on their bosses. If not, they'll die.
Scoop, root.
Yeah. I would say, Juniper, what is your argument here? What's your kind of impassioned plea?
We've done nothing wrong. I was
You
trying
never
to
repel her death.
Mm-hmm.
with these
Worth it.
tin cans.
Looks
Clearly, you don't appreciate that. Clearly, you're being brainwashed by these people who do not want the best for you.
Mm-hmm.
If you were smart, you'll follow your own heart.
Can you say this to the guards?
channel yield marks into that one.
I
Yeah.
cast Hallmark movie.
Yeah, they look confused. They look kind of pulled. Yeah, because like nothing happened. The kid was like, she's trying to sell me. Like it's Cogstein steps forward, and this guard captain looks a little confused, and she says, Buck, look, pull back. I maybe we were too hasty. Maybe there's not, another way that we can work this out. And her eyes kind of go towards another path back the way you guys came into town. Buck looks confused, right? She clearly just told him one thing to make a grand gesture and then tell him another thing. Not a smart guy, clearly hasn't caught on. And then she, gestures towards the crates behind you all in the path, and she says, "What do you think?" He just looks like totally like dumbfounded, like confused, like what the fuck? Like he's still got his sword out. He's like, I don't understand. She goes, the shipment. And he goes, "Oh, right." And like clears his throat and like puffs himself back up again. Says, in light of your good behavior and your cooperation with being arrested, and puts his sword back on his hip, I think maybe there might be another way you could resolve this with some service to Easton.
No.
Okay, what do you need us to do?
Cogsy steps forward. Wonderful. She grabs your hand, shakes,
Wait,
your hand with
wait.
both her hands. Thank you for agreeing. And she starts like shuffling you off. No. It's wonderful. Trust me. You don't want to resist. These guys are deadly. It's fun. And she leads you back into the bar. We'll discuss it later. And she just kind of calls to Calagon. Hey, you
behind the bar.
Yeah, and so you start to hear Cogstein, like, Juniper, like, protest. No, it's fine. Trust, you made a smart decision here, friend. Right? She just pats you on the back. Calagon, presumably, you follow as well, or do you stay out there?
You're going with them?
Being forced into this. I don't know.
You
that
can
I
try to
agreed
resist, but she's, just like, oh, no, you've made such a good decision. Trust me, you do not want to mess with Buck and his guards. Like, this is great. This will be so good.
Wow.
And she just shuffles you kind of back towards.
Yes, I do
into
want to
the town.
resist. I
Okay.
want her to be straightforward with me.
Mhm.
I don't want to be forced into anything because I might.
Do you resist physically, or do you say something?
Can I do both?
Yeah. What do you do?
I have her unhand me.
Mm-hmm.
So I pull her off of me
Mm-hmm.
and I ask her, "What the hell are you talking about?"
Yeah, no, you just kind of like brush her hand off. Go, what are you talking? No, it's just a little job. You'll do some community service, and she puts her hand back around you and starts pushing you towards the caustic holder. You'll just do a little bit of community service, and it'll be fine. Just come on. And she continues to push you. Look, let Buck and his men clean up. They'll get you all of your tins back. We'll talk about striking a deal, maybe setting up a shop at the front of the Caustic Cauldron. It could be very lucrative.
We are not
Very
picking up
lucrative.
trash in the park because your child soldiers run with scissors.
No, picking up. No, nothing like that. Nothing like that. With far more in your skill set.
I think the skill set that this group possesses is making veneer look great.
Your skill set is dynamism. Your skill set is quick thinking. You have a broad range of skill. Oh no, it'll be fine. Trust me. And yeah, she shuffles both of you into the Caustic Cauldron.
I have plans to break out. That's It's time to go.
Do you guys hide? Do you run?
Oh, I'm hiding.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, you're just like pouring it. What you hear footsteps. What do we like?
So I
cut back
jump-
to?
I jump
Yeah.
behind the bar, and then I reach up to like
The tap.
the tab.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I'm just like, whoa! And I just like
pull another one.
pull
Yeah,
another
down
one,
there,
yeah, and down it very quickly and pull another one. And I am just like, I don't like what's happening. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm crouched beside, just kind of like watching that happen. Like,
This is how I react to stress.
And then you guys hear the door fling open. You hear Cogston's, reassuring words to Juniper. Juniper kind of like stumbling as you're kind of like being half pushed, half dragged into here. And Calagon behind them. You hear, a bench pull out. You sit at the table, and she goes, "No, it's simple, really. We just our orders and our shipment, everything is thrown off, right? We really just need to move some crates down to the Silcardian College, some shipments of raw materials, some food. It'll be a quick job, and you'll be off the hook with Buck. He won't be feeding you to any sea creatures. No mighty dragon clam. No lobster gator's gonna get you. He loves to throw troublemakers to the lobster gator.
he wants you to back off.
Yeah, and trust, it is not a fate you want to confront. So you'll take the equipment. It's about a day's walk. When you get there, they'll let you rest, and you just bring an empty cart. And she goes behind the bar, pulls out from behind the bar, kind of like a manifest, like a shipping manifest. She's like, "Look, just get this signed and bring it right back."
Bring it right back.
No, it'll take you a day or two, but head straight back.
Look, first of all, I don't care about Buck. I'm not afraid of Buck or his clan. Second of all, it's not just me. I'm here at my team. I can't force them into doing this favor for you for something we did not even
Yeah, your
do.
team. Last I checked, you all rolled into my town, started working at my bar, and I really consider you all my employees and my family now.
Oh God, no.
So, your friend got along very, very handily with Toots, and that's all the confirmation that I need. Well, no, see, that's
More like cliffs.
no, those are from the Ilarian Empire, and look, you don't want trouble with the Empire. So if you do this job for me, right, I'll tell Buck, it was a misunderstanding. You weren't trying to steal from the shipment, and you won't be in trouble with A, the Empire, and B, the entire college, which I think that's a pretty good position to be in, right? I'm just trying to offer you a favor.
Joke's on you. None of us know what that means.
I elbow John and I know she's not a child, but would you like to kill her? Just putting it out
You know
there.
what? Yeah, I would. I would love to.
Just to
kill
make sure
her.
we're on the same team if this escalates.
Yes, we are. Yes.
Okay, I'm not leaping into action, but I just want to touch base there as,
Oh, yeah.
as we overhear this whispering.
No, entire. So she gives you this entire impassioned speech, and she's like, I realize this isn't the position you asked for, but this port city, my city, we are the single artery through which goods flow from the college back to the Empire.
While she's saying all this,
Yeah.
I'm talking to Cal telepathically, asking him,
Yeah,
what should we do?
yeah.
What should we do?
She essentially makes the plea of you don't want to fuck with me because I have these two major entities. If I say there's any trouble, they will come down.
The Empire and
The Empire and the college as well. Yeah.
He thinks we're choosing between jail and helping, when in reality we're choosing between murdering everyone in this stupid town or helping him. I think he should sweeten the helping him option. Ask him hypothetically if he didn't have a bunch of people that he enslaved to do dishes for 5 hours and got STDs from his actual staff. What would he pay someone to do this, and then make him pay us that, and we can do it.
all that. I say.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll persuasion.
Yeah,
I
you'll
just
say
want to
like
see what the reaction to this is.
I'll say it just like
For
that.
persuasion.
Won't go over very
Yeah.
well.
And I don't need the exact details, but yeah, that's the subtext, and persuasion is
Look him right in the eye and say money over and over again. He'll understand.
Money.
Money.
Oh, nat 20. Woo!
Oh yes.
Yes.
I swear to God.
Definitely better than what I would have done.
Definitely better. Yeah, no, you just lawyer up. You start expounding Marxist theory and talking about fair labor practices. And Cogston at a certain point is like, no, but like trying to interject, and you just don't let her in. And at a certain point, she just sits back in a chair and just starts nodding, okay, yeah. No, I understand the value of labor, right? Because if each drink costs 5 copper,
Oh, this
and
is
I
a
pay
fancy
you a
game.
copper an hour, right? It's disproportionate to the amount of labor, and so I'm actually alienating you from your labor. And at a certain point, if you get bring her a beer and she just starts sipping, she's like, yeah.
You're no longer hiding.
Yeah, no,
Just reading
really starts to
ye old
click.
Das Kapital.
And after a good couple minutes of all of you being no, you're not threatening, you're just yeah, yes, and right, and this, and just understand, right, the plight of the working class. You own the capital, right? You own the building. This is so. And she
Oh, we attacked her with Marxism.
Marxist. She's look, I was just trying to make my. I really, I always thought these people were worms, sailors, but no, they do have dignity and a right to life. And,
Oh, they're still warm and sailor.
it's
Unless they're a child.
unless you say that, and she's Thanks for
No, I definitely don't
Juniper gets straight back to me, like totally forgot.
We haven't gotten there yet.
John
Yes.
needs the peace.
Yes, and so I would say that as John needs to bolt here, you all kind of accept. You get an agreement gets made, which will tender out the details. Getting paid for last night, and in the morning, if you'll set out, you agree on a sum to be paid upon your return, as well as being supplied for your trip.
And one more thing, I slide in
You want
a bow.
You want to go?
I want a
You
bow.
wanna go? Yeah, no. You like draft up the contract. She's about to sign. You're like, she goes, yeah, and like flips over the contract and writes like item like 34D and a bow. Just like waits for the ink to dry, like puts it back and like say, yeah, sure. Yeah.
All right.
Finally.
Yes.
And so you all have your mission here, and you'll be getting paid. We'll tender out the details in between sessions. So with this all resolved, you all can go back and actually take your long rest. So with everything going on, she does not notice the knife is missing, as far as you're concerned.
What would she do if she did?
Oh, I have no idea. And in the morning, you'll get a quick, I wouldn't call it a shopping spree, but with basic armaments. Maybe just beyond that, we'll talk about what you guys are looking for. And you'll set off towards the Silcardian College to carry a delivery. Sound good?
Yeah.
I'm getting a bow.
I'm remembering like the 2 minutes ago when you were like the lobster monster, so I'm not thrilled.
Oh, you'll look into it later.
Okay.
See all this and more. And no, what did I have names for these? I have the lobster gator. I have the mighty dragon clam, the longhorn goblin lobster as well, the barb-tailed hound squid, the black the black striped raptor orca. I can't speak, and the deep sea sword turtle. All menace the beaches of
Did I sign this contract?
It doesn't matter.
They sound precious.
All right.
Alrighty.
Thank you for holding out.
Of course. Thank you all.
Bye.
I will see you on Monday, most of you. Bye.
And I think that's where we can call it today.
Can I be awake now?
Can you be awake now? No, you slept through all. You're gonna wake up in the morning and just bam, gotta get going. No idea. That was doing that one there. But we can say that if Oberon wants to emerge, are you for sure spending your? Because like none of this would have penetrated your senses. So if you have a
Word choice.
no prime word choice actually.
Perfect.
Do you have any reason that you would leave that room before morning? Like total honesty.
Oh, absolutely not. No,
Okay,
I'm
fair.
staying there for as long as I can.
Okay, so Kels and Oberon, you guys are locked in. You're gonna have kind of a surprise tomorrow with your party. But yeah, you
I'm
guys
used to that.
negotiate a good contract, and we'll figure out the price and everything, and what sort of equipment you're looking
I have
for
one more
tomorrow.
thing.
Mhm.
I have a can tucked away for Oberon deep
Thank you.
inside my cloak.
Yeah, no, and
Oh,
Huxton said, like like trying to sweeten it. So one of the guards like carrying armfuls, just like sets them there, and you guys also discuss, having kind of like a little pop-up shop. She says we'll get a painting in the morning commission, and we'll talk about what a fair split is. Yeah,
Wow.
you're all set up. Yeah, not 20. At like the critical moment.
Finally, my first one.
Yeah, we've got a lot of 1s and 20s, but no, I'm happy to give you guys everything you want more to sweeten this deal. Sound good?
Money.
Yeah.
Money! All right, well, that is it for episode 5 of Greater Shores. Next week, we are going to set our party off on their quest to deliver some goods, and I'm sure it'll be fine. There's no reason why they would need you guys to do it. That would be ridiculous. She's just helping you out. But we'll open with kind of a shopping spree.
Yeah.
All the good D&D things. We've got a tavern episode and a shopping spree.
I'm gonna
That's
go
what cities
nuts.
are for. All right, cool. Well, it is kind of again the armpit of the empire, so you might not find everything you're looking for.
I like
but,
armpits.
Too much information.
Oberon's set. Oberon's good. He's happy. He's thrilled. That means I'm happy. I'm thrilled. So we'll see you all next week.